Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I am Heidi Arens. I'm here at the Center for New Medicine. I'm joined today by Liliana and by Gita, and we're here today to talk to you about beauty from the inside out. We are doing a promotion this month here at the Center for New Medicine. We're just trying to help patients get ready for summer, start to lose weight, start to get healthy internally, and we have a few things that we want to talk about in regards to that. Really what people start, as spring wraps up and summer, and we get into the summer season, a lot of us want to try to lose weight. We want to start to trim up. We want to get ready for summer, for shorts and sundresses and the beach and bathing suits, and we want to start to look at our health a little bit more seriously. And so notoriously that means weight loss for a lot of people. But what we want to explain is that weight loss is really a manifestation of a body that's internally healthy, that's in balance. And a lot of times there's things internally going on that are either adding to weight gain or preventing people from losing weight. And those things we want to address. We also have a lot of different tools and therapies here that will help exaggerate and accentuate weight loss and improve health physically and internally. So today I want to talk a little bit about the fact that a lot of people maybe don't understand that when their body is internally healthy, they're going to lose weight naturally. So that means hormones that are in balance, adrenals that are functioning well, thyroid that's functioning well, your toxins are being eliminated appropriately. And so we have therapies in place for that. One of the first things that we always look to is diet. What are you putting in the body? And not just calorie restriction, but also how can you help to shift your body into a fat burning state? And a lot of times people are going on these crash diets and these severe calorie restriction diets, but what you may want to be better informed about is what's happening internally to the hormones of the body that's maybe keeping you in a weight loss resistant state. And we want to help you overcome that. So Liliana, you're a nutritionist here, and you do a lot of amazing work with nutrition and helping people better understand how they can balance their hormones from a nutritional standpoint. So can you tell me, if someone's goal is weight loss or blood sugar balancing, how can you help them to better understand maybe the hormonal components of that?
Well, I think that we've had a lot of confusion when it comes to weight loss, and the myth that fat makes you fat is really just that, a myth. And so again, when we're looking at healthy hormones, what do we make cholesterol out of? And these hormones are good, healthy fats. And so the first thing that I do with my patients is I review exactly what they do on a daily basis of what their consumption is. And so I get them to understand the science of food. Now, obviously, all of us know enough to realize that processed foods, sugars, donuts, things, or even a bagel turns into an excessive amount of glucose. So when I teach them the science of food in regards to what breaks down to sugar and to try to create a balance in regards to the other foods that they consume, protein and fats, then what they do is they have stable blood sugar. So they're not craving throughout the day. Grazing is probably one of the worst things that you can do because you're constantly in an influx of insulin. Every time you eat a meal, your body has to produce a vehicle, whether it's if you eat protein or if you eat carbohydrate, and that vehicle transports the calories into the muscle, then to the liver, and then to the fat cells, anything that's of extra. So I tell patients, if you're a grazer and you're just eating a little bit here all day long, you have no fat burning modality the whole day. And so I get them to understand that we want our body to be able to utilize the fat that it has stored and accumulated, since our primal blueprint is to store for famine. And so to go 4 to 5 hours between each meal, and then when they eat a little snack, let it be a fat snack so that they've got the calories to the brain. The body doesn't have to use the muscle for the excess of calories that it's missing. And then all of a sudden now they start to really understand the mechanics of how to utilize fat for fuel in between their meals, and then stopping eating at a certain time so that their body can actually go into its recycling or a rebuilding state at 10 o'clock at night and be able to again use up those extra sugars and extra fat. But it won't do it if you have a night snack. And how often, we stay up a little too late, right? 4 or 5 hours after we've eaten a meal, and now we're feeling a little hungry, we want a snack, and what do? We grab a piece of fruit, maybe we have popcorn, maybe we have chips, because again, we're not going to go for a piece of protein or anything of that nature, right? And so what this does is, again, puts insulin back in the blood and stops you from burning fat for fuel in the most critical time when your body's using the most in the repair cycle. So I teach them the circadian rhythm of how to eat according to how their body will digest their foods. I also look at any food sensitivities that they might have. And so again, we have all kinds of fabulous tests, but I say, let's be a personal experiment. Let's just take out what we would consider the top allergenic foods and see if your skincare clears up. Because honestly, your face is a reflection of your gut, your digestive system, and your biome. And so when we start taking out some allergenic foods, whether it's eggs, gluten, dairy, sometimes even nuts, because we can get allergic to nuts quite easily, then all of a sudden they report back to me, oh my gosh, I'm thinking better, I've lost weight, I really haven't changed too much in the quantity that I'm eating. They've just shifted over into a more primal blueprint of what their body needs for nutrition. Because so many people, honestly, they're overweight, but they're malnutritioned because the fact that they're not absorbing those nutrients. Because face it, right, Heidi? Being overweight is a state of toxemia. Your body uses your fat cells like a garage, so it's just going to start pushing things that it can't get rid of. And this is why when you were saying, the whole lifestyle is that when I'm in a detox modality, then my body naturally, begins to shed the weight on a chemistry level. So I really think the science of food is very important. It doesn't need to be complicated. It's not rocket science, but it's just a little chemistry. So once people know that, all of a sudden they realize, wow, I don't have any cravings. I'm not, needing to snack all the time, and I'm losing weight because they're not eating those foods, one that could be allergenic or excessive in glucose.
Or inflammatory.
Yeah, or inflammatory, yes.
For your particular body, it's just creating that inflammatory state all the time.
Yep.
If you're intolerant to dairy and you keep eating dairy every day, even if it's just once a day, it's a constant trigger to your immune system that's creating inflammation, and that is halting weight loss, or it's just creating this ongoing inflammatory state that you're seeing in your skin, or you're seeing in your energy, or you're seeing in your hair, or it could just start to be that trigger that starts to set off these different imbalances. So that's a huge piece of addressing the underlying root cause of.
And it's simple. It's not that complicated,
Right.
And so I think I always tell my patients, just give it 3 weeks. Let's be your personal experiment. And we always get such wonderful results because anybody can commit to 3 weeks of doing something.
I've never had anyone say they don't feel better after doing that type of experiment. So that's kind of the big piece is, okay, what are you putting in the body? And is that the biggest, we all eat several times a day. And so if we don't have a diet that's conducive to health, or we're getting this influx of inflammatory foods or toxins, then that's creating a state where weight loss can't even exist. And so that's kind of step number one is what are you putting in the body? And then is that consistent with health for you personally?
Yeah, because so many people, they forget to eat their greens, and we need minerals for our hair, our skin, our nails. We need high antioxidants to fight free radicals, so our aging skin. And so again, you kind of want to think in the colors, right? So your vitamin A, your vitamin E, B vitamins are essential as well, vitamin D. Zinc also is really important for collagen. So if we have a really colorful plate with the oranges and the reds and all of these beautiful antioxidants, then that supports, free radicals from even just the air we breathe and the metabolic slog off we have. So again, we always want to just be slightly ahead of our metabolism in the breakdown so that we can be replenishing and cleansing at the same time.
And collagen's huge too. And some people may not be getting a good source of protein, or they may need added collagen, added silica, some of those fibers that are just going to continue to create good skin health, good nail, good connective tissue.
Especially before menopause, during, and after, it is essential because we're really not producing the collagen that we need. And I believe that zinc also supports the collagen production as well. And so, using oftentimes creams, it's a large molecule. It doesn't really go through, so we need to ingest them. And so again, we've got a lot of, different collagen powders that we have in the store that we utilize just to help support the loss of, the collagen and the minerals. And so it's essential to just have a mindset of a very colorful rainbow plate with a little bit of everything. So we've got all kinds of textures, flavors that stimulate the brain without the need of, I need a treat, I need some chocolate, I need some ice cream after this, because the meal is very satisfying because it's satisfying all of those what we call Ayurvedic flavors, a little bit of sweet, a little sour, a little pungent, a little salty. And this is why I say no bland food. Let's have fun in our food. And when you're on a diet, it doesn't need to be yucky food. When people realize, they go, oh my God, that's actually more than actually what I eat, what you're telling me. And I said, yeah, well, it's so low sugar. So you take your bagel, which is 45 grams of sugar, and that's going to be 3.5 cups of broccoli, 3.5 cups of cauliflower, and a huge salad. Well, I don't think you're going to be hungry.
Exactly. And if you are still hungry, then that means we have more work to do.
Yeah, emotional work.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a big piece of, what's coming in the body. And then what do we do with those toxins and everything that needs to work itself out? Detox is such a huge piece of the puzzle, and we want to help you get into a state where you're constantly detoxing the body. That means the lymph has to move. We have a therapy here called Turbosonic, where you are on a vibrating machine and it starts to move the lymph of the body from head to toe. That's a huge piece of just starting to stimulate lymph flow, circulation, blood flow, oxygenation. And then in addition to that, the sauna is a wonderful therapy for weight loss, for detox. Just about any weight loss regimen should include some form of detox like this. And the infrared sauna in particular is phenomenal for improving circulation, oxygenation, and then opening up the pores to start getting rid of these fat cells and get rid of the toxins. If we're not getting rid of them, we're going to reaccumulate them, and then your body will find fat cells or make fat cells to put these toxins into. So that's a huge part of our therapy here at the center. And we want to encourage you to come in and try these things. Try the sauna, try the Turbosonic. They work really well together, and people feel better when they start to mobilize lymph flow. We also have a few therapies that we do to kind of maximize weight loss from the outside, where we can actually start to change the texture, the shape, the appearance of fat cells. So internally, we want to help you get the body into a state of balance to get rid of those fat cells. But then what do we do with those troubles? Some areas,
stubborn areas,
those stubborn areas
yes,
that just
yes,
won't.
We call those the stubborn areas. So here at the center, we offer a couple of treatments, the Ultrashape and Velashape. Those are both FDA approved treatment, non-surgical. And I really want to emphasize that they're painless. I know pain is a huge factor in some of these procedures. Both these treatments are painless. Ultrasound is being used, microfocus, to to get rid of the fat cells. So your body eliminates those fat cells. And also, as you mentioned, we can use the Turbosonic to enhance that treatment. And we also have Velashape that gets rid of the cellulite. Often we combine these two treatments to get rid of the fat and also get rid of the cellulite and tighten the skin at the same time. Most of the times when people go through all these procedures with detox, with sauna, with everything else we offer, there are some areas that they cannot get rid of. And it's good for all different people. People that are in a great shape, that want to get rid of a little area here, some there, or people that have a little bit more to lose. Again, they're safe treatments. We recommend 3 treatments, 3 weeks, every one of them 2 weeks apart at least. And everyone needs 3 treatments minimum for the fat destruction.
And is it good for men too, Gita?
Good for men too,
Okay.
yeah. No patient is a bad patient for this treatment. Again, people with a little bit to lose to people that have a bigger goal can benefit from this treatment. And if they are on this program that we're talking about with the nutrition, with detoxing, with sauna, Turbosonic, they're going to see a tremendous result.
A win-win situation.
For all.
And we don't want to leave out the water, how important water is for your skin and for the lymphatic system, and especially when you are doing the procedures.
Absolutely.
Because you're going to be liquefying these fat cells, and you're going to be expelling them through the urine, through the skin, sweating, things of that nature. So I tell my patients, you should always have a water bottle, of course, glass, or not plastic, obviously, or stainless steel, with you all the time. And just little sipping, because oftentimes and I'm to blame for that. As you know, you get so busy, and next thing you know, you're just so dehydrated, and so by then, you know, you've really kind of taken yourself over the edge. So drink before you're thirsty, and just make it like, you know, a ritual. You know, every I'm just drinking all the time. That really helps the skin, because so often we are so dehydrated, and then of course that'll cause constipation issues, and we'll reabsorb that through the lymph system, and then all of a sudden our skin tries to get it out as well, and so we want to avoid that at all costs.
Well, yeah, no, with this treatment, we recommend they have to be fully hydrated when they come for this treatment, and also we encourage them to keep drinking after the treatment, because that's how you're going to get rid of what we did during this treatment,
Exactly.
the fat destruction.
Well, I love it to be able to just kind of, you know, liquefy my fat and just, you know, let it go. It sounds like a woman's or a man's dream come true.
It is, yeah.
Speed up this process.
Exactly, it really
And
is.
then I want to add, minerals are a huge piece of this as well. I find that most people are mineral deficient. We're sweating out minerals, we're peeing out minerals as you start to accelerate fat loss. Minerals that were in those fat cells also start to be eliminated, and so sometimes there's a diuretic effect with some of these types of therapies. And so mineral deficiency is a really big problem that we want to stay ahead of. So be on a good mineral supplement. You can take Himalayan sea salt, add that to your water, or sprinkle it on your food. As long as you don't have hypertension that's sensitive to salt, that's another good way of getting more minerals in. There's also other therapies that we can do here, like IV therapies, where we add minerals to your IV. We also do injections right into the muscle of B vitamins and L-Carnitine, which will help to support the adrenals, which will also help to give the body that those nutrients you need to actually create energy and sustain energy in the cells itself. And then the LED bed is also a phenomenal treatment that we have here that we also are using especially in this type of a program, because it's going to just calm the nervous system, it's going to oxygenate your tissues, it's going to help both internally and externally. The absorption of these lights, red light, blue light, and infrared light, are going to help to create cellular changes that are detoxifying and also energizing and oxygenating. And so from kind of all the way around, internally, externally, we want to really address the issue of, we want to maximize your health, and as a result, you're going to look better, feel better.
Yeah, that's how you succeed from inside out, really.
Yeah.
We'll support the letting go of those little, what we would call the 15 COVID pounds now, right? You know,
Exactly.
instead of going to college and you get your 15 pounds, people are calling me and says, oh my God, I got to get this COVID 15 off. And so again, you know, we just want to really encourage you to just think to yourself, you know, the closest to nature. If I need fats, you know, your good fatty fish are awesome, your sardines, your mackerel. I don't really like tuna as well because it's got a lot of mercury, so I go for the smaller fishes. And then, as Heidi was saying, load your plate up with salads so that you can have those, not only the enzymes in these things, but also the minerals, as well as cooked vegetables. I say a 50-50 would be great. And so with your good nuts and seeds and olives, kind of like a Mediterranean diet is what we should all be kind of moving in the direction towards as a balance. But when you come to see me for this particular program and weight loss is one of your goals, I'm going to be putting you on either what's called a leptin diet, and that is the leptin is a hormone that tells the body that you've got enough stored fat for fuel and to quit asking for food. So I teach you the program on how to be the most effective fat burner, and then we've got another protocol which is what we call HCG, and that is where we use, it's a hormone, but it isn't a sex hormone. And a person will inject usually in the fat of the belly once a day. But what it does is that it responds onto the leptin receptor side that, well, yeah, you are hungry, but you've got stored fat in the bank over there. Let's go and get that first. So it supports the body in the pathway of utilizing your fat for fuel. And it also, at the same time, it acts like an appetite suppressant because it increases the testosterone. a bit as well. So we've got two helpers in regards to being able to lose weight a little bit faster, if that is your goal in regards of your diet. The leptin diet, the HCG diet, and also the ketogenic diet. And in that, we've got a lot of fats, but the sugar is very, very low, but good healthy fats that stimulate those beautiful hormones. So again, we make it as efficient and as easy as possible for the simplest of just, 2 fruits, 2 meats, 2 vegetables a day, or to the, ketogenic diet with a little bit more fats and nuts and things of that nature. So again, I always say, be your own personal experiment and, give it a try and see what happens.
And we really want to help you give this gift to yourself. I mean, there's no better gift to yourself than to have vibrant health, that you look good, you feel good, you have the health that you need to go and live a vibrant life and a fulfilling life. So please let us know if you want to partake in these amazing therapies. We have a wonderful team here ready to support you. And thanks for tuning in.